Today, 9th of the May, year 2024. Today we talk about eight the path, Magga. When doing sitting meditation, in terms of objects to observe, first of all, the yogi must start by noting the rising and falling. The yogi must focus the mind on the abdomen. As the rising begins, the yogi must apply ardent mental energy. Viriya aims Vitaka, so that the observant mind will reach the rising and stick with it from the smallest beginning of the rising all the way to the end. There must also be keen focus so that the mind goes directly there. The quality of absorption, called jhana, must be present. The quality of ardent proportion is the most important of the eight path factors. The quality of ardent proportion is the most important of the eight path factors. The mind should not be cool, nor should it be sluggish. There should always be active alertness. Yogi must be ready and waiting. From the moment the smallest hint of the rising occurs, all the way to the end, Yogi used must propel the mind so that it reaches the object and stays there. Mental energy can either be excessive or weak. When it's excessive, the mind slips off the object. When the energy is weak, the mind doesn't reach the object. To make mental energy or the proportion just right, there must be amen. It is very important for it to be present with every noting. Do you know the eight path Magga? What is that? What are these? Samadhi, Samasankappa, Samavaja, Samakamanda, Samaajiva, Sama Samaviriya, Samasati, Samasamari. Yes. Samadhi, right view. Okay. Sankappa, right thought. No? It is Pinya Magga. No? No? Samadhi, right view. Sankappa, right thought. It is this Pinya Magga. No? Okay, repeat after me. Samadhi, right view. Sankappa, right thought. Samadhi, right view. Sankappa, right thought. It is Pinya Magga. Okay, 3 times. Samadhi, it's Pinya Magga. Samadhi, it's Samadhi, yeah. Samawaja, right speech. Samawaja, right speech. Sankappa, it is right. Mm. Samawaja, right speech. Samakamanda, right action. Samagamanda, right action. Sama ajiva, right livelihood. Sama ajiva, right livelihood. It is Sila Magga. Okay, try. Samawaja, right action. Sama ajiva, right. It's, it is Sila Magga. Samawaja, Sama ajiva, like it is Samagamanda, Samawaja, Samagamanda, Samawayama, right effort, Samawayama, right effort, Samasadi, Samasadi, right concentration, Samasadi, right concentrate, Samasadi, right, right mindfulness, Samasadi, right mindfulness, Samadhi, right concentration, Samadhi, right concentration. It is Samadhi Magga. Okay, try. Sama, Samasadi, Sama, Samawayama. Okay, sadhu, Sadhu, sadhu. You recite the oath. You can recite. Okay, sadhu, sadhu. Mm, okay, no problem. Mm. Thus, if you look at yourself, you know for yourself, if the mind reaches the horizon, when it the organs, and if it goes directly there or not. If it doesn't get there, give it a push. If it doesn't go straight there, then make it straight with Amen. It is the same way when the fallen occurs. Did you note the next horizon and next fallen? In the same way, did you apply mental energy? Did you aim to make the mind go straight? Whereas these the qualities present with every horizon. This is very important. Those the factors must be present every second without a gap. There should be no slacking. You cannot just do as you like. God the Amen. But just receiving things with your lips. When the effort and the Amen are the present, you know if the mind reached the object. You know when the mind has the missed. You yourself know what you are doing. When the mind has been reaching the rising and the falling for quite some time. Yogis they welcome to know what the rising is and what he come to see. You will know if you saw the form of the abdomen or the manner of the rising, called the agara. You will know if you saw the manner called agara of the fallen. You will know what true nature you saw. A person knows the flavor of the bite of the food that is in her mouth. If she pays the attention when the chewing, if the no attention is the bait while the chewing, the flavors will not be known. If there is no mindfulness all the way up to the point of swallowing, the taste will not be known at all, or it will be known superficially. I have mentioned this analogy often before, but Perhaps some yogis think this analogy is insignificant. You do not do the practice with the much care. Therefore, you are not able to speak substantially. Starting with the main object to be noted in the sitting meditation, the rising and the falling. When you do say something, you just describe one's rising and the falling. The abdomen is the rising and the falling repeatedly. Can you note that the repeated rising, that repeated falling continuously or not? If you can note it, is the way you know it different from one time to another? Or is it the same? Yogi should know. If you look at the big line of the Dhammas from a place, it can be seen, it appears to be just a long line. It appears like a stick or the piece of the rope. When you go forward and look, you come to see that it is the movement. Once the movement is closer, you know it to the extent that you come close. If you know that it is the movement, you know it is not a rope. It is not a stick. You know that it is something living. Comes closer, the movements that becomes the most obvious. Once looking from a place close enough to see, it seems that they are moving two or three ants together at a time, going up close and looking. It is apparent that once the ant is moving after another, because the way of looking from the far and from the near is different. There are the differences in the vision. Understanding this concept, let us say that you note the falling was about 1 minute at a rate of 1 note per second. And that's the 1 minute or 60 times of the noting. Is it possible that each knowing was exactly the same? Think about that. It is not enough to mention just the ones that know them. Every second, the horizons that happens. Can you note it or not? You need to be able to continue by saying what you can do know. Judging from the way, yogi does not say, Father, it shows that you have just noted and slip hot, slip short the manner, and not with the respect and meticulous care. Okay, we say the meaning of the bhavana. People who know, understand that a clean mind is the good mind, an excellent mind, that cleans the mind, that is the free of lobha, that cleans the mind, free of depression, anger, resentment, and other forms of dosa. The clean, undiluted the mind that is the free of the confusion. Lobha, dosa, and the moha are qualities that make the mind muddy. The mind free of these qualities is the clean, clear, and bright. Meditation is the simply bringing this cleans the mind into existence called upada, increasing the consciousness that was initially brought into existence by making it occur a second time. Then the many times is called Udana. It is the task of creating and increasing. The task of making consciousness that is free of the lobha, dosa, and the moha arise and multiplying. That is called bhavana in Pali, also mental development. The task of bhavana is to give rise to this pure, clean consciousness and to make what has comes to be increased, also multiplying. It should be understood that this task is valuable. A valuable task should be given a lot of the energy. It should not be done superficially. You should understand that it must be done respectfully. Yogis who know the value of the meditation and prized it are respectful from the time they learn the correct method and they begin to practice. They is the work meticulously. They are the truly mature the people, not like the children. When they sit and meditate, yogis like this make the effort to observe, noting the rising and noting the falling. But things that do not go the way they think meditation should go. The mind that wanders and they do not know it. They comes to know later that it wandered, whilst they wears the noting. What they can note is the little, and what they cannot note is in that majority. It happens just like that. But because that they are honest, once that they meet with the teacher, they say, Banravasa, that the teachers said to put the attention on the abdomen and note the rising and the falling without the missing. But I cannot do it. I make up my mind to note rising and the falling. And the mind wanders. It goes somewhere else. I don't realize that it has wandered. When I realize that it has wandered, I remembered to return to noting the rising and the falling. Also, when I note it, it just continues to wander. This the type of grumbling comes from the yogis who cherished the brightest, value it, and work respectfully. If this grumbling is not the present now, when the yogis the beginning to meditate, speak about how they practice, it shows that they don't note the rising and the falling respectfully when they sit and meditate. They don't say it openly how they feel because they don't say the meditation teacher cannot correct them. Thus, for, for the meditation teacher to be able to help the yogis precisely, it is very important for yogis to say frankly whether they meditate according to the instructions or not. When they follow the instructions, whether they walk in straightforward way or not, and what they observe and what difficulties they have. A person sees the thing that he want to see because he looks from a distance at the wish that the thing can be seen. If he doesn't move forward, but just looks from this some place, there won't be any difference from the first look. Thus, if he wants to see differently, vividly, clearly, and distantly, he must move forward repeatedly and look. If he takes one step forward and looks, his field of the vision was become that much more distinct. If he comes close and looks, it will be very distinct. Once noting the rising and the falling, the yogis note the rising and the falling ones because they still look generally without applying much energy and observes from a distance at the which they can know it. Knowing just once is not enough. There are as many things to be seen by the moving forward and the looking. These are distinct to the extent the yogis moves forward. The task is not accomplished by merely the knowing, not the moving forward, but just looking and observing from a distance at the which one can merely see. Thus, additional mental energy must be applied. Used must make the more effort and aim more precisely. You must try so that effort does not decrease, but gradually becomes strong. You must also make aims most precise. On the yogi's side, when there is more energy, the field of the vision becomes more distinct and clear. When they're using a microscope to look at something that cannot be seen with the naked eye, it is necessary to adjust it in order to see clearly and distantly. In the same way, used should make adjustments in order for the horizons the object to be distinct. You cannot just look as the usual, thinking that is enough. Used must make mental effort. Sama Viriya, Sama Vayama, and the aiming Sama, Vidyaga, more instant, most full. If the you does not look with the food energy, then each day it will just be the same old thing. Times will go by, but will not be any difference. In the world, the people that have to go to this the office or the factory and the work for food, clothing, and the shelter. People who's the one to get paid works full time according to the work schedule. If they cannot put in their full hours, but to take it easy, the boss knows it. People have to put in their full hours according to their responsibility. They still they have to work without taking a rest. Yogis are just like this. Once the person takes up the task of the yogi, the duty of yogi, use the master work at the workplace non-stop. You cannot take a break. Just as a worker gets paid a lot, only if you put in a lot of the labor. So, too, with the yogi. Only if you can observe without a gap, you can gain knowledge, beginning with purity of mind. If you work carelessly, you won't get it. It is important to understand this. A worker has the break time according to the work schedule, but yogi has the no break time. The only time for resting is when you are fast asleep. However, you should not deliberately take a break. A worker loses the energy because of having to work for pay. Just as the body is tired, so too does the mind. Mental energy decrease. To the extent the worker has to make effort, used to become tired mentally and physically. But once you are able to practice respectfully and meticulously, mental energy, viriya, sama, vayama increases to the amazing extent. Physical energy increases at the same time. To the extent to, to the extent mental energy increases. This is the difference. However, when yogi cannot work full time, mental energy drops. physical energy drops as well. When the yogi put in a lot of the effort, use the don't the tired. The mind becomes glad and happy. The body becomes energized at the same time. That is the difference between yogi and the workers. Okay, that is the we talked about principle of Vipassanā, about the sitting meditation. That is the finish the sitting meditation. Tomorrow we talk about principle of the Vipassanā, walking meditation. We will just stop here. All the yogis by practicing Vipassanā meditation, may all the yogis be liberated from all the suffering. Sadhu, sadhu.